Come with us now, if you dare, down a rickety staircase into a dank, dark basement. What awaits? The Saturday Night Freak Show.
Hey, thanks for listening to the Saturday Night Freak Show podcast, the movie review and talk show podcast that comes your way every Saturday. These are the internet radio superstars.
Holly.
Sean.
Michaela.
And I'm Colin. And tonight we watched the movie that was chosen by
Michaela. What's good?
The son. Which son in this movie?
Which son?
Which son? Yes, one of them might be a good son. The good son.
The good son from the year
1993.
93.
Felt good to go back, didn't it?
Yeah, we've been hitting the 90s a little bit this past couple weeks, haven't we? It feels like. All right, directed by.
I think his name is Joseph Rubin.
Yeah.
I think so. Joseph
yes.
Rubin. Yeah.
Who is also he's also done the original Stepfather, which stay tuned for that on this show.
That was his
eventually.
first movie.
With
Yep.
Terry O'Quinn.
Yeah.
Like, okay. Yeah.
And then probably best known for Sleeping with the Enemy.
Oh.
And Colin, have you seen Dreamscape?
Yes.
Is that freak show worthy?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Dennis Quaid in like a pseudo horror movie.
Well, yeah. It's a sci-fi kind of thing.
Yeah.
He goes into people's dreams to.
Oh,
Okay.
cool. Okay, yeah, we gotta watch this. All right.
Yeah.
And then a movie I will bring at some point, The Forgotten, the Julianne Moore movie from like 2003.
Oh,
or whatever.
shit. That was his?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that the one where people get
there's a lot-
snatched out of midair? And just,
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe.
All right. I remember this one.
Wait, the Dreamscape, though, did he direct that one?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So that was his first movie. That came before Stepfather.
He did a lot of stuff before Stepfather.
Okay.
He has a long history, but those are the most notable ones.
Okay.
Who scored this movie? That's what I want.
Elmer
I didn't
Bernstein.
look that up. Huh?
It was Elmer Bernstein. He did like all the John Landis movies, so like American Werewolf and Ghostbusters and
Okay. Yeah.
yeah.
You feel it. This guy,
A lot of
like,
strings.
a lot of strings,
Yeah.
a lot of emotion, a lot of drama he's going for.
Yeah.
He's hitting the,
But also-
It's a
all the
big
emotions.
score, yeah.
But also like childhood whimsy in certain parts. And
Yeah, like I told Colin, this felt like, because we were talking about scores and this, like, do they make stuff like this anymore? Maybe it's just the movies we don't watch anymore. But it feels like the score to life.
yes.
Kind of for these movies, ups, downs, big emotions, whimsical, horrifying, just every emotion you go through as, I guess, the young kids in this movie. Like, he's going for that in
I
this
know. I wonder if
score.
that is. It's just
good.
like not the movies that we're seeing that
probably,
have these big, full, scores. There, you know what else I noticed about this movie? Because obviously it had like a good budget in the 90s, but you have exterior shots of houses and each one of them used a crane. And I'm like, when have I seen that?
crane shots. Yeah.
Before, like recently it's just everybody, there's the tracking shot outside the house or whatever. These ones are like all Luma cranes or
I love a
whatever.
crane.
That's great.
This is like, it has a Lifetime movie plot, but it's dressed in like a Criterion Collection kind of
Yes.
package. Like it's really prestige compared to
yes.
a lot of Lifetime-y stuff. But just on the surface, you tell someone the name of the movie and the plot. You expect sleazier, I guess.
Man, I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, if I didn't know this movie
Right,
already,
right.
I would expect it to be a little sleazier,
Right. Especially from the guy that did The Stepfather, you
Right.
know?
Oh, yeah.
And like I said, in a world where Orphan exists.
Yeah. Orphan is heavily inspired by this movie,
Oh,
right? There's straight up
100%.
scenes that are almost the same that are in Orphan, previous episode movie we all love.
Taking place in like a kind of a snowy upscale
big
setting.
houses.
and-
Ice skating plays a
Family,
pivotal role in
infiltration.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, is this the
tree houses. They both had tree houses.
That's true.
Which I have this theory that if you see a tree house in a horror movie, it means there is like a troubled boy that is going to fuck some stuff up because it's like some sort of symbol of something. Dig into it. I don't know. Figure it out. But
They're high up watching everything.
Orphan had one. The Good Son had one. There was another one we watched
Yeah,
recently.
but
that had
Monster
one.
Squad, they were just hanging out. Was that a tree house? I
Yes.
can't remember.
I mean, The Simpsons Treehouse of Horror is the, yeah.
Who's in this movie?
Macaulay Culkin.
Macaulay Culkin is in this movie.
Wait, so where is this is 1993.
Yes. Okay. So Home Alone's a huge success. He's a gigantic bankable star, and his horrible father knows this, right? We all know that, like, the Culkin, the father Culkin doesn't speak to any of the children. They're all estranged because he financially abused them as children.
I did not know this.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know the Culkin father history.
Yes.
Remember he divorced his parents?
Yeah.
That was like a big
did he do
that was
that?
a big
He
thing
got
in the
emancipated.
90s. Yeah, he got
All right.
emancipated.
Okay.
He was like the first kid to like really do this.
And he had to because they were literally spending all of his money. He was working for it but had no control over it, you know.
Okay.
But his dad was notorious tyrant on set, made working with Macaulay very difficult because he couldn't get around his dad. This movie got delayed twice because Kit Culkin would not stop arguing with the directors. So directors kept quitting.
Wow.
And Macaulay Culkin wasn't originally cast in this movie, but Kit Culkin went to Fox and said, I'm not going to let him do Home Alone 2 unless you put him in the good son. So they fired the cast they already had and put him in this movie. Yeah.
Wow.
Because that's how that dad was, man. Like, he wanted to prove that he had range.
I wonder who they had for this originally.
I do too.
It was Jesse something. It was a name I had never heard before.
Interesting.
I'm going to pull it up.
Because, I mean, obviously the other star is Elijah Wood. Was he already lined up for this?
No, he wanted to do this because he said at this point in his life, he was like 12, 13, and he was already watching so many horror movies that he wanted to like be in the horror adjacent movie. Yeah. So he sought this movie out.
I love discovering more and more that Elijah Wood was just a horror kid forever.
Right.
And then he loves it, and then he makes it Spectrovision, which he runs and does horror movies and all this stuff.
It says Jesse Bradford was
Jesse Bradford. Okay. Like
I know that name.
The dark-haired kid from Swim Fan. That's Swim, right?
I don't know
the cheerleading movie.
He's in Bring It On.
Bring It On, yeah.
Oh, Bring It On.
Jesse Bradford. He's the brother.
Yes.
Wearing the class shirt and everything. Yeah, from also in Swim Fan.
Yeah, I had such a crush on him in Bring It On.
He was good, yeah.
Well, what did he do around this? I mean, like, he was nowhere near the star power of Macaulay Culkin.
But this movie, I got, like I said, delayed twice. So
I'm going to say the dad was wrong in the way he went about it, but casting Macaulay Culkin in this movie after the big hit of Home Alone is great casting.
Yeah,
That's a great idea.
When this came out, like the kid from Home Alone is in this, like, this is R, right?
Yeah.
It was great press for this movie. Everyone was like, oh my God, Home Alone kid. And I was like, well, it makes sense. He's kind of a terror in Home Alone, too.
Right, but what if he was like psychotic and a terror?
What if he had no empathy?
Yeah, no, this is kind of like perfect for him.
Yeah,
the dad saw it. He just went on without it the way wrong way.
He's the like a top build, like above the title. Yeah. And Elijah Wood, I want to say, was like actually working more before this movie came out, right?
Because he's been working for
I'm not too familiar with his early career, to be honest.
He was in
not Man in the Moon. What was it? Forever Young.
Forever Young.
Oh yeah, Forever Young.
Yeah.
Shit,
I loved that movie.
North.
It's a great movie.
North with Bruce Willis. Yep, that's a great
Wasn't
one.
he North? He was North.
He's North. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, where he's like on a search to find new parents.
Yeah,
that's a
I
great
remember
movie.
seeing him in a bunch of stuff. Although now, like just off the top of my head, like Macaulay, I remember My Girl. He was in Home Alone and Uncle Buck, right?
Was he in Radio Flyer? Was that Elijah Wood?
Elijah Wood. That sounds right.
I think he was in Radio Flyer.
With the abusive dad, and they're trying to go, and he's got his brother, and they're trying to like go, but
I think that's him.
I forgot about Radio Flyer. I love that movie.
Yeah,
because
both of them were like, and they got to be really close in age too.
Yeah, they're
how
about
old
the
were
same
they
age
when they
in
made
this.
this?
I think they're 12, 13.
Wow.
Oh, and what was the one with the Nazis?
Heavy stuff.
What was the one he was in? His neighbors or something were like Nazis. That was a fucking
not a pupil.
No.
The
War.
War. Yes.
Was it the
War?
War. Yeah.
War. Yeah, he was. Yeah.
Well, I'm suddenly remembering his career like nothing else. Jeez.
Yeah, but I mean,
how
it's
am I
cool
remembering
that
all
you
these
get
movies?
like both of these, like kind of star child actors, and
who would then go on to do so much stuff.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Elijah Wood did. I mean, Macaulay Culkin.
He did. He eventually did a lot of indie stuff.
Yeah, he's still out there, right?
Didn't he do Party Monster?
He did. Yeah, Party Monster, and he was in Saved.
Yes.
Oh, I love that movie.
Yeah.
That's a great
He was
movie.
recently, wasn't he in one of the American Horror Stories?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. I stopped watching that, but I think he was in it. Yeah, he's still doing like indie stuff and stuff here and there.
Now he just has a shirt war with somebody. Like, you ever see the memes where he's like, he wore the shirt of an actor and the actor wore a shirt of Macaulay Culkin, and then he wore a shirt of the thing of the actor. Macaulay Culkin wore the shirt of the shirt of the shirt, and you keep seeing it in the paparazzi. It's pretty fun.
I just saw the video from Halloween. He was dressed up as a toilet.
I saw that too.
But
the way he painted his face all white to match the porcelain was horrifying.
It was really good.
Look it up.
And he's just like walking around talking to people. It's really funny.
Yes.
I remember
I forgot he was in one episode of the Fallout TV series recently.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
Okay. I remember his tweet, whatever it was, the like, hey guys, I don't know how old you are. I'm 40 or whatever.
Horrifying. Horrifying.
See, the way
Macaulay
he
Culkin as a toilet. Horrifying.
Macaulay Culkin as a toilet.
It's really funny.
Yeah.
Why?
He committed so much to
So
that.
hard. He's wearing the plunger as a hat.
Yeah.
Beautiful. That's wonderful.
And this comes from that great forgotten 90s genre, the psychological thriller.
Yes.
Right? Which I guess they are in like Lifetime movies.
Arguably my favorite genre.
Right, seriously. I know. But this one's around kids. It's a psychological drama amongst children, which makes the stakes even higher, I think.
Every time I watch a movie with Elijah Wood as a child, I remember like he's just such a good actor.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
He's such a fucking good actor. Like, I don't think Macaulay Culkin was all that great of an actor, but Elijah Wood, I think he's always a good actor, even as a child. Man.
Yep. And it comes through.
Even in Back to the Future.
Yeah, we playing the video games.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Use your hands.
Toy. So I guess talking about this movie, like when you say, do you remember when you hear The Good Son? Do you think it's going to be a sleazy thing? I guess I was like, I think there are two when you think of like the kid who's the parents dealing with a psychotic kid, like two movies come to mind. So it's like, is this one the second best? Behind the Bad Seed, right? I mean, because that one, you guys seen that movie?
Yeah.
It's a great movie.
What was
Didn't we do The Bad Seed?
on this show?
Yeah.
That is like a great movie.
The only way this one could have been better is if Macaulay Culkin had been blown up by lightning at the end of it.
That would have been amazing.
The only way it would have been better.
Yeah.
I was looking it up because I'm like, how long ago did we do it? And I did not know there was a Bad Seed remake
There is on TV.
for
Rob Lowe.
Lifetime.
Yes.
Rob Lowe
Directed it.
Yep.
And also, wait, hold on. Who's the actress? Hold on. Was it what's her name? Who played Carrie as well, or was it a Fanning?
McKenna
Grace.
Oh, McKenna
Grace. Right. That's it. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it though.
She always seems kind of evil. Yes.
Yeah. She's a good little actress.
She's good.
I mean, she's grown now, but
Yes.
she when a little girl, she was a good actress.
Very talented.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, because she was in fucking everything.
She was for a while there. She was in everything.
Everything.
Yeah.
She's like, she showed up again.
I haven't seen. What is it? We have to talk about Kevin.
Oh, I've seen that.
yeah,
We need
that's
to
a
talk
good
about
one,
Kevin.
too.
That is a one and doneer.
Is
It
that
is.
like? But that's like a more serious.
Extremely serious, very dark. Yeah.
This one is still like a thriller for entertainment. That one's less entertaining.
I did see someone on Letterboxd call this movie "We Need to Talk About Kevin McCallister."
Yes.
Kudos to you.
Excellent. Whoever you are, I will follow you.
Well done. It's right there. You gotta.
Yep.
So it's a movie about a child psychopath in the and from I guess a director who has done a bunch of stuff about child. You said Sleeping with the Enemy. You guys have seen that, right?
Yeah, not for a while, but
People,
yes.
Yeah,
That's
my
a good
mom
one.
used to watch it all the time, and I was right there next to her going like, what's going on?
Yep.
What is domestic
my mom
abuse?
loved that one too. Yeah.
Moms love that shit.
Yeah. I know you never hear anybody talking about it. You guys
That's a
should go
good
out and
movie.
check that
Go
out.
go watch Sleeping with the Enemy. That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a great movie.
Okay, so what's the setup in this movie?
It's a sad opening.
It is. It is. Elijah Wood's mom dies. And it's very sad. It's like the opening of Guardians of the Galaxy. It's very sad. Except he doesn't get taken away to a better life. He gets taken away to Maine, I guess. But
Not a spaceship.
yeah. And they kind of have an emotional thing. I'll always be with you. I'm not going to let you die. And so he gets very hung up on the literal interpretations of these things.
Yes.
But he's like 12 years old losing his mom. Yeah. How could you not?
Yeah.
His dad has to go on a business trip to Tokyo for 2 weeks.
Bad timing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because he's literally talking about this at the funeral. Like it's right now.
But they don't paint him as like a bad.
No, but he knows it too. He's like, I can't leave him. We need to be together. This shit just happened. He's like, but this will set up your future. This is what will set you guys good forever. You need to do this. I know it's a sacrifice, but you got to go do it.
It almost sounds like they could retire on whatever.
It sounds like he's just like, hey, because he's talking to his what's his brother?
Yeah.
His brother who feels like he's more advanced in his career and is like, you do this, you'll be fine. Because his brother seems set.
Oh my
based
God.
on what we'll see later in the movie.
Yeah. I was like, he kind of seems like he knows what he's talking about.
Yeah. And he's telling brother like, go do this. You'll be great from here on out. It's be the best thing for you. So it's like
And
it's
they're
hard
like-
to ignore that.
What is it like? New Mexico, Arizona,
Something
or
like that.
something
Yeah.
like
A
that.
lot of rock formations, maybe
Yeah.
Utah. Who knows?
Yeah.
But we're going to relocate to. So the kid's going to go live with the brother.
Yes.
Dad's, but the uncle.
Yep. The uncle.
For 2 weeks.
Yep. He also has 2 cousins there.
Yes.
So
Indeed.
In Maine. They're
yes.
going to Maine.
So they're going to Maine, and they have this beautiful 3-story mansion on the
It's
on
like
the
a
three
movie
stories.
house,
Three
right?
stories
Movie
with
house.
an attic.
Yeah. The third floor, they just casually mentioned at one point, like it's so normal to have a third floor in your house.
Right.
That was crazy.
I feel like they barely go up there. It's like, yeah, we got rooms up there, I think.
That's what she made it sound like. She's like, there's a nice room on the third floor. It's like, oh, you.
And it wasn't, and they also have an attic.
Yeah.
So it wasn't even like up in the attic. Like it's an addition.
Yeah.
Attic.
No, you can't put him in the attic. He was just in Home Alone where he was in the attic. We can't put him back in the attic.
Yeah.
So really, this house is more like 4 stories.
Yeah.
It's seaside by
right
the cliffs with the beautiful water splashing up on it and everything. Maine in November. Atmosphere.
Yeah, because it's snowy, but it's a lot of scenic vistas. You can always see the sea, out there.
What did we watch that was it Dead and Buried, where we were at like a Maine seaside town?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So it felt like that a little bit.
I've been saving this movie because I knew it had like a fall atmosphere, so I was like, I gotta save that.
You're waiting for it to be fucking cold? Yeah, you picked the right one.
Yeah, I know.
For the first snowfall of the year.
It feels like November.
This is your fault. The snow outside is your fault.
The gales of November. You knew it.
Yes.
You knew it.
Yeah. So they're relocating for 2 weeks.
For 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Seems like you should be able to get through this, but...
Seems like it.
Yeah.
But a lot happens in 2 weeks.
A lot happens in 2 weeks.
Big 2 weeks.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Big events in his life.
Jesus.
Macaulay Culkin's introduced through a jump scare where he's wearing like a Michael Myers paper mache mask.
Basically.
Terrifying.
Symbolism, I suppose, right?
Oh, yeah. Coming through in a mask. Oh, yeah.
Masked. Yeah, when he's first introduced. Like, oh, yeah, come and meet your cousin. What was his name?
Henry.
Yes.
Right. Okay, so the kid's gonna get to meet the poor traumatized kid is gonna have to stay here, but everybody else seems nice and welcoming, right? I mean, mom seems nice and welcoming, dad is welcoming, and the younger sister,
Connie, played by Quinn Culkin. Because if you buy one, you get the other two.
You can at least get one or the other. Yeah, you get a couple.
Richard is also another Culkin. That is Rory Culkin.
Rory Culkin. Yes. Yeah, so many Culkins.
Well, yeah, that was the thing, I guess, about it. Like, it's like, okay, he's going to, go and stay. And we know that, like, okay, based on the premise of the movie, there's going to be like this bad kid there. But I guess he finds a room, like there's another room in the house that looks like a little, like a kid's room.
Like a nursery.
So I guess at first I was like, are they expecting another kid? But what is that?
That is Richard's room. That has become basically a shrine. They haven't touched anything or moved anything since Richard passed.
And Richard's like, I mean, he was a baby.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, had to be very young.
So the family has, and I don't know how long ago.
It's ambiguous, yeah.
But it seems not. I'll peg it at 6 months.
Yeah.
Right? That seems like enough. That seems like enough time where the rest of the family would be like, you need to move on. Lady, what's the mom's name?
Susan.
Yeah, Susan. Yeah, they're just like, you need to move on, Susan. Like, Jesus, give her a break.
But this is not bad, right? For plotting out.
Oh no, this is great.
Right.
Because the psychological screws here, right? You're turning. You've got a family who's lost a son, who now there's a new son in the house, right? Or possibly you got a kid who's lost his mom. And so here's a new woman who, there might be issues there, where he begins to identify with her too much. You've got the resentment between, like, son and, for all intents and purposes, adopted son at this point, the house guest.
Yeah. Even look at the casting. Everyone's blonde except the new mom and the new kid who's coming in, who are the brunettes for it. So
yeah,
they're plotting in those areas as well.
So
and they have the same haircut.
Yeah,
basically, they do. Yeah.
Well, I mean, like, how do we, we meet Henry? Okay, like, so what's this kid all about? How do we meet him? How do we know what he's like?
He's just one of those like manipulative little smart ass kids that will just kind of tell you whatever you want to hear so that he can get the upper hand on the situation. And is like doing that movie magic of always framing another person perfectly so that no one believes them.
He's terrifying.
Professional gaslighter, yeah.
But is he introduced that way? I know we're coming to this. I'm coming to this a lot, knowing what happens and how it ended up, and having lived with what this movie is for years. But the beginning of the movie, he does, he's in a mask.
It doesn't take very long, because when they go to the treehouse, he's immediately like, do you think you can fly?
Right,
like,
so we get there.
It doesn't take long.
Off the bat, he feels like a 13-year-old kid who's like, because all 13-year-old kids are assholes.
Just they're kicking each other under the table.
But you get that.
It doesn't read as like,
No, it feels
it's
like
normal kid stuff.
Yeah, 13-year-olds would meet each other, two boys, and just be like, punch the other one and be like, hey, that's funny. You want to go play? Mm-hmm. The exuberance of being two 13-year-old boys, I felt that energy in this movie because they are
supposed to be.
What?
Yeah, I think
is that
so.
the age
It feels like it. Yeah, maybe
they look so young.
I know.
A little younger, probably.
They
younger.
look like they're 10.
Mm-hmm. They might be 10. They might be younger, but they it feels around that age because there's that span of time where they're just like they feel like they're just that for a while.
It feels like Susan when she first sees him says that she hasn't seen him in
10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, so probably 10 or 11, probably around there. Yeah, they are young. But they have that boundless energy that young boys seem to have when they're just running outside and playing. They'll just exhaust themselves all day running around and everything. I felt that a lot.
Yeah, and it opens up the world. You get to see, like, okay, this is the settings that he's being introduced to, and also what the other kid, Henry, gets up to. And
like the setting is that these parents don't pay attention to their children. And that they can do whatever the fuck they want because they do.
Yep.
Yeah. Kid's got a whole shed that no one knows about.
He has a shed that nobody knows about. He's got a really dangerous treehouse that's very high up.
Yeah.
They go like play in old factories.
Yeah.
This kid is that deadly combination of no empathy, rich, and unattended.
Yeah.
Like, there's no consequences and nothing stopping him ever.
Yeah. They have that kind of that, I guess that was like, I mean, I remember this is the way that I grew up where it was like, okay, be back before dinner.
Yeah.
Me
kind
too.
Of thing, and you just kind of went out.
But you weren't killing dogs.
Well,
that's
no,
the difference.
But that's, I guess they're saying this is a special case where, I mean, if your kid was killing dogs, like you wouldn't know about it. Most kids weren't, you know.
But this was back in the day where they were just like, just be back when it's, when it gets dark, come home. And you were just out doing shit all day.
Yeah.
Didn't matter.
Because it does seem like he's back at home at night. I mean,
Yeah.
It's just he is smart enough to know how to game the system. I guess, this is the parallels with like Orphan.
Right,
Yes.
right.
You see a lot of that with Orphan. It's like they're just able to kind of psychologically analyze all the other characters in their orbit and figure out how to manipulate them to get what they want. But I guess, his true colors, first come out. There's this treehouse, an amazing treehouse built, 3 stories off
it's really
the ground. It's like super dangerous. And I had several times in this movie,
really
I had like a
uneven
vertigo
boards,
thing.
like really uneven boards nailed together.
Yeah.
Like, this is truly dangerous.
Right.
Yeah, you can like, maybe you feel confident when you first put in there and you're pulling, you're like, that's steady, that'll do it. But this feels like many years later that you're just like, I wonder if any of this is still stable. Like, let's trust my 10-year-old to climb this shit.
And Elijah Wood loses his grip, loses his footing.
Yeah, a branch breaks.
And Macaulay Culkin grabs him. So then that's when we first find out there's a little bit off with his psyche. What does he say there?
Yeah, if I let you go, do you think you could fly? Yeah.
Terrifying.
He says it in a weird, like menacing way too.
Yes.
But do you think these parents even know the treehouse is out there? To be honest, because they seem pretty oblivious.
They really do.
They seem shocked by his murder shed when they see that.
It would just be like, go investigate your kid every now and again.
Yeah.
You should. Like, I'm going to the shed. And at a certain point, you'd be like, well, what's in the fucking shed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go look. And, if they'd gone out there a week earlier, they'd be like, oh, here's a dummy of a man.
Right.
Here's a giant gun in which to shoot things.
The doll and a noose.
Dolls hanging from the noose. Yeah, maybe go and check on your kids.
So
every
what
now
does
and
that
again.
feel like? That is like, I mean, do they have somebody who works on their, yard who has
Probably,
a different
they're
shed?
rich.
It's like, did they inherit this property with the, the treehouse there? It's like, or did Dad build it? I don't know. It's like,
I think the shed was from the old groundskeeper before they moved in. This is me all making
kid
backstory
found
for
it
these
and
people.
took it over.
Yeah, because they weren't going to use it for anything like that. So the kid found it. It's like, hey, sorry if I make this. Like, we're not going to use it. We're not going to put a lawnmower in there because we don't mow our own lawns.
Yeah, exactly. We don't know one. Yeah.
So he's just like, it's yours. Go for it.
Yeah.
And he made it his own.
But
even still, you got to keep little tabs on what
you should.
Right?
boy's doing in his secret shed.
Yes, and
especially when you ask him, and what does he say? Like, that's
none of your business.
none of your business. Or something like that?
You
It's like,
immediately
what?
make it your
Okay,
business.
that's
And you go find out.
Yeah, but he talks about it like a kid would, it's a top secret, Mom. I can't tell you. Like, boys.
He's got a lot of little secrets. I love it when he goes to the well and he pulls out that little metal thing with the cigarette because we had those things.
Yes.
I had little containers of shit. Just like, no, this is my secret stash. No one will ever find
it was always
this.
like a loose rock or a rock gap or something.
Yeah,
yes,
and we're just hiding shit places.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
All this rings very true.
Yeah, there's a well that I guess it's part of the graveyard.
Yes.
Yeah.
That'll become like a featured location in this movie. There, I think there's some talk of like, if I pushed you in, like what, like you're kind of getting the idea, right? I mean, if you didn't know what was going on, it's like, how do they reveal to you? It's like, this kid is off. But and
at that point, he's talking about, he's asking Elijah Wood about his mom and questions about like, what he asked about
when he's at the well, he's like, did you see your mom after she was dead? Did you touch her skin? What did she look like? Asking a bunch of really invasive, inappropriate questions.
Elijah Wood does come back and answer them honestly because, these kids, when they're not, because they don't know how to feel at this point, so they do just kind of talk about it.
At first he's just like casually asking, but then after a while he starts to get uncomfortable.
It's more pointed,
yeah.
And he starts to talk about like his own brother. Like I was there when my brother died. His skin was blue.
Yeah, lips are purple and skin was blue.
You had to look at the eyes and the mouth, and then Elijah Wood is like appropriately freaked out by this. But the answer is like, well, I'm doing it to be scientific, It's like,
and then he apologizes.
Yeah.
Which seems like, and it seems like he's heartfelt when he apologizes at this point because they don't want to give away the whole game at this point. So he's being a morbid, curious kid, but he also is just like, hey, I'm sorry. Maybe just to cover his tracks and not to be completely psychopathic right off the top.
Yeah,
you got to build up.
You got to ease him into it.
Yeah, you got to ease him into it. But it feels like. Nothing feels too outrageous in this movie.
No,
right?
I think Orphan's more outrageous.
Definitely
than this
so,
movie.
because again, I don't know. Does she hit on the dad?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like nothing feels totally outrageous.
You're right.
Which is why I like this because it feels a little more grounded than most of our Lifetime movies would go.
Yeah,
this is just standard psychotic.
Yeah. There's no twist. It's just he was born bad. Like there's no like, oh, he was actually a 40-year-old man. None of that. Like no.
It's just a 35-year-old woman, a small woman living with a family.
It's like no, he's just a kid that was born bad, like the bad seed. Yeah, it's just I like the simplicity of that.
Yeah,
it works. It always works. Just go with it.
I guess then you're like, okay, so for the audience of that time or any audience, it's like, do they go into it going, it's like, well, how bad is he really? Like, does he feel heartfelt emotion for apology, when he apologizes for stuff, or like there is like a void there, like this kid's not there, but they're also doing that like the kid who is crying wolf and nobody believes him. So you're kind of like switching that, like, well, a lot of stuff that was happening from the parents' perspective also didn't feel completely outrageous that they would go,
right.
Well, okay, stop. Let's find out. Like, don't say that again. Like, what? They seemed kind of justified.
Right.
Yeah. That's the thing. Everyone kind of feels justified in their reactions throughout this movie.
That's why it's so frustrating.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
That's why.
That's good.
Yeah.
So
then it's working.
Yes, frustrating, but yes, good. That means the movie's working. Because you're there going like, no, you should see this.
Right.
But you kind of understand why they would gloss over it a little bit. Because again, also like the dad's in the office working. He's like, huh, what's going on? You kids, goes back to work and all that stuff. Like you get those moments.
But you'll always have those scenes where like Elijah Wood is really trying to tell somebody something, but some event happens that, he ends up running away from it. And you're like, oh, in retrospect, that's going to look bad for him. There's constantly that kind of suspense happening in the movie, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, that push and pull back and forth. It's just like, hey, he's trying to kill people, but then he ends up in a situation where he looks psychotic, and he's no. Again, the frustration. He's like, no, he's telling the truth. He's just pouring all of your food into the garbage disposal for good reasons. I promise.
Well, when does Elijah Wood? I was, I guess, if accustomed to more modern movie pace, it feels like it would take longer to get to the point where Elijah Wood was like, get away from me. There's something wrong with you. That happens like at a decent clip in this, it feels like.
Yeah, I think logically in real world terms, it still should happen earlier. Like after the dog is murdered, that should be your like.
How does it kill the dog? Well, what is it? Why? Yeah. Why does he kill the dog?
Well, first of all, we get a cat fake.
At least he didn't kill the cat.
We think he's going to kill the cat, but the sight is off. So he intended to kill the cat. He has this, he built a crossbow bolt gun.
Yeah.
So it shoots like steel bolts, like railroad ties, and the big steel bolts. more horrifying than any gun you could probably buy. Because this is just like the homemade quality of it, how hard it fires.
Yes, the homemade quality of it, the fact that it is homemade, which means he had to think this whole thing through.
Yes.
Like he's a child.
Yeah.
Yes.
And he built this gun from his own imagination.
That's far more terrifying than anyone finding a gun and using it, is that he had to take time to do this for a purpose.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like engineering went into this gun. It's very scary.
Yes. Oh, yeah, he's smart.
Yeah.
Smart.
He's
smart.
Oh,
yeah, very smart.
But it feels like maybe in the beginning in these scenes that he is kind of trying to find a co-conspirator, right? Like he is like
he's like feeling him out. Like,
you probably love that. Yeah.
Yeah, you need to have fun. You need to let's go do this, or I'm going to show you something later you're never going to forget, and he's pushing Elijah Wood to kind of see how far he'll go.
Yeah.
Because
which is really scary because this is how kids really do operate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They
like,
push.
This is terrifying.
Yeah. You should be a parent.
I don't want to be after watching that.
It's a good birth control movie, isn't it?
Yeah.
We all turned out. I mean, I'm glad I'm
some
here.
don't, Colin. Some don't.
Some the good son or the bad seed. What?
I turned out, but I was nothing like these kids.
Like, well, and the line is killing an animal. That's the line.
Yep.
That's the psychological defined medical line in the sand.
It truly is.
So, like, everything up until then, like, the vandalism isn't great, but I understand it because I feel like we all did something.
Yeah, I'll break
that,
shit.
Right?
I'd go out and do it right now. If I ran into that place now, I'd throw some rocks at some windows.
Right. I mean,
I would because I think that's something that most people want to do. See, if you can get away with it, it seems harmless. I think in the big picture.
This is another reason you need to watch It's Always Sunny because their Christmas tradition is they go out and throw rocks at trains.
Oh shit! I love that.
Yeah, yeah.
I used to put rocks on the train tracks and watch the train come by and smash them. And all that shit.
Yeah,
yeah.
It would be real a train doing that.
I grew up in a town with less than like 1,000 people. We had nothing to do, Colin. We put rocks on train tracks.
Yeah. So that stuff, it's the killing of and they'll tell you what's that like unholy triad for serial killers is chronic bedwetting, animal murder, and then there's like one other thing.
There's like one other thing.
Yeah, that is like those are the three things that like non-negotiable. There's a problem and we have to manage it. Yep. There's no going back. We're here.
Yeah, the dog was like a junkyard dog.
Yeah,
we never find out like who. Well, not a junkyard, but it's like a pit bull that chases him down across.
It's a dock dog. It apparently roams the docks, terrorizing people.
Yeah, dock dogs.
Dogs.
It is interesting though, Colin.
Copyright 2025 Saturday Night Freak Show. Dock dogs coming soon to a theater near you.
You brought up a point about how like there is no element of like the cops or closing in on him. There's no legal consequences to anything in this movie.
And so Orphan does, but it's a different movie.
But he gets away with a lot in this movie because nobody even knows it's happening.
Nobody wouldn't even know to like point to him to go that way. Yeah.
Well,
there's no consequences really for the dog dying.
Because they dispose of the body.
That one shocked me because there's certain. I remember how this movie ends, and I know why the kid's there. But everything in the middle, I was just like, I forgot what happens in this movie, and so there's a lot of revelations here. Getting rid of disposing of a dog body, I totally forgotten about. Yeah. Like, why don't you just leave it there? Like, there's no really who's gonna find a bolt in this dog and point it to you,
right?
So wasn't that kind of because they throw him down the well?
They put him in the well, yeah.
But isn't that kind of the point where Elijah Wood is like, there's something wrong with you? And then, but somehow, why does he end up going with him the next day to the freeway?
I think he's afraid, right? Doesn't he like?
It's not
at this point. Yeah,
because Macaulay Culkin will play it off. He plays it off as an accident. I didn't mean. I was trying to scare him because he was trying. He did do that with the cat, or at least accidentally because he missed him. He's like, just trying to scare him, which was what Elijah Wood said to do. It's like, don't just scare him a little bit. So he's kind of using that against him a little bit. So I was just trying to scare him, like it was an accident. So he's wary, but he's just like, okay. He's got nothing else to kind of back him off of that, and then that's why he goes with him.
To Mr. Freeway or
Mr. Highway.
Mr. Highway. Yeah.
That was a trailer moment. I remember seeing the trailer with that chair spinning around. He's like, Mr. Highway. I'm like, this is the most diabolical thing. Like,
truly.
Oh my God.
I feel like if you're not an adult or not someone who drives regularly or has like car insurance, you don't understand the true horror.
The true horror
this.
and anger of something like this happening. I'd be so fucking pissed.
It might be.
My premiums are going to go up.
I mean, it's pretty horrifying in general, regardless of car insurance.
Yeah.
Indeed. Yeah. Oh, yeah. We're totally we're glossing over the death and
right. No, but these kids have no concept of any of that. Yeah.
It's so scary.
Yeah.
The best camper flip since Friday the 13th.
It is a full on. So they have Mr. Highway, which is this dummy that they fully dressed up, put one of the masks on, sunglasses, hat, a whole thing. And they throw him off of an overpass onto a busy highway, and a camper flips and rolls, and it's like a 10-car pileup, and it goes on for a long time.
It does.
And it feels like a Final Destination opening sequence. And
and the camera work in this scene is great too, because they have cameras everywhere within this.
This is a big moment.
It is, and it's 1993. Cameras were not small back then, so this is full camera crews. Like being in cars, on the sides of cars, seeing glass breaking, dings on the sides and everything. This is a hell of a setup for this scene. And it really, it's impactful. It really comes across.
I always wondered, this was, I guess, the one thing in the movie where I was like, okay, it might be a little hard to believe that, I guess you see both kids on the overpass, then Macaulay Culkin pushes the dummy onto the, causes the pileup.
Yes.
And then I think we do hear that no one died. At least 4 people were injured.
I find that hard to believe based on the accidents we saw. Yeah.
It was intense.
The authorities, there's no investigation that ever comes anywhere close. That
no cop shows up at the door.
I mean, maybe, but I mean, obviously, the people honking. They saw 3 people supposedly up on the thing. It's kids, but
but also when you're driving and all that stuff, you're not paying a lot of attention to what's going on there. So you're just like, I saw 3 people, and that's really all you can give the cops.
Plot,
especially when there's a pileup happening. You're not looking. You're not looking up.
No, not at all.
Imagine how hard you shit your pants seeing that dummy come down right in front of your car. Like the jump scare of seeing the dummy. Like, oh gosh, what it just like. That's how you know this kid. If you had any doubts after the dog killing, though, not sure why you would, but this will seal it for you, because this is just like, and we were saying this is like premeditated, calculated, intentional. So would
knew
this be
what
murder?
Was going to happen.
Yes. Would this be like you did this with the intention to severely harm people?
Or did he just want to see what would happen?
That's also a big element of it.
I mean, that'd be the legal defense, I'm sure. But
it's not going to work for him. But I think
we get
in his mind, it's like, what did he want out of that?
Right.
It's like, did he want to kill a bunch of people, or he just wanted to see what would happen?
I think he was fine either way.
Yeah.
And we know that because the camera just really lingers on him smiling over this whole destruction.
It's like he is like, oh.
He's like, oh, yes, that is what I wanted to happen. Yeah.
Big science experiment.
So, just being scientific.
But at this point, right, Elijah Wood is like, I'm out. You're sick. I think that's when they have their little discussion.
Yeah, because they run back and end up in a sewer tunnel and talking about it. And it's just like, I told you it would be something you'd never forget. It's like, you're sick.
I learned, if you're afraid of everything, if you give up the fear, you can do anything. You're free.
You're not free. Yeah, this big conversation for such young adults. Like, you're not, he's like, do that. You're free.
So now Elijah Wood has to somehow.
You're already free. You get to do whatever the fuck you want. You're 10.
Exactly.
But that's what he realizes. That's what he realizes.
He's morally
And what can I do within that? Anything.
Bad shit crazy.
Yep.
So Elijah Wood has to alert somebody. My God, this kid is a danger, and you are all in danger from this kid. And I guess the first, he foresees that Macaulay Culkin will go after his sister. And because Elijah Wood likes the sister. And it's like, okay, he's going to go after her. So what? Yeah, he makes a couple of attempts to try and keep the Henry away from the girl, right?
Yeah.
Mark. Yeah. Or he's keeping Henry away?
Yeah.
He's trying to keep Henry.
Mark's trying to keep
Henry.
Gotcha.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Is there anything that happens before hide and seek night?
No, I think it was the hide and seek thing.
Okay.
The parents are going for the night, and it's like, no, you don't really have to go, do you? Because
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
And then we get hide and seek night, which is
Henry cuts the power.
Henry cuts the power to the whole house.
Yes.
And we're like, oh my God, he's going to kill her. And, and that's why I was always kind of wondering about like a lot of his, things. Is he like, you wouldn't, think I'd actually hurt my sister, would you?
Yeah.
So then he's going to get Mark to overreact.
Yeah. At this point, he's just fucking with him and everything. So it's a lot of, we get the old dark house. Everyone's running around looking for Connie. Yeah. Run into a few things. We think Henry is attacking her. Mark runs up and he's just tickling her just to mess with him. He's like, you really don't think I'd do that, do you? And where does it go from there?
Well, the next he stay when you
right,
stay
like,
with her
what
all
are you gonna
night?
watch her all night?
He does.
Yeah.
But the next morning they're gone. Where did they go? They went ice skating.
Yep. Dun dun dun.
Set piece. So what happens there?
The whole town shows up for ice skating.
The whole town.
Should we preface that we found out what happened to the brother?
We did.
Oh yeah.
Did he say,
yes.
What, did he say
the mom did. She was like, it was just 6 inches of water in the tub. I turned my back for a second.
Yeah, because he wakes
in the
up
morning.
and
He hears her on the stairs.
And listening to the conversation.
And at this point, Henry has admitted to Elijah Wood that he killed Richard.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we're like, water in this
did he
family.
say it outright, or how did he say it? Because they never say anything really outright most of the time when they're talking.
Yeah.
I can't remember how he said it or how he did it.
He said, "Kill her like I did Richard."
Oh, right. Something like that.
Yeah, like
something like that.
When he has him, Elijah Wood has him up against the wall, and he was like, "You think I'm going to kill Connie like I did Richard?" And then it's like threatening.
Oh, I don't even think it's that obvious.
Oh, it was.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
He outright says it.
Yeah. I do forget how obvious, because a lot of this I remember the ending of the movie, and I forget how obvious it was going up to that moment. Okay.
I mean, I like the way that they laid it in. Initially when you hear the kid died in the bathtub, you're like, this is a kid killed him. But, eventually you do get, I guess, a hidden admission that he did it. And later he, admits it again. But it's like he's a danger. He is capable of murder.
Yes.
He doesn't care.
Even if it is not doing anything. Like, because even in a moment like that with Richard, who knows how it happened if he'd popped him over and just stood there and like Breaking Bad, just watched him die.
See what happened.
Yeah. I think mostly it is that. Just like, what would happen if I just didn't do anything?
He's being scientific about it.
He's being scientific about
it. I was wondering, so it's like, okay, so that's how I was trying to read, how he would do everything in the skating scene, right? So I guess what happens.
I'm sorry, his method is really funny. It's not funny what he does, but the way he gets there is funny. He swings it around in a circle.
Yes.
So they go ice skating.
Whips her. It's like
it's an ice skating and roller derby move. Yeah,
that's what I was going to say. It's like a roller derby move, right? That's basically what he does.
He does an arm whip to her. So they're on the ice skating rink. The whole town's there. It's super crowded. And Macaulay Culkin just whipping his little sister, his in real life little sister too.
That's very true.
Whipping her around to get a lot of momentum going, and then flings her through a part of the ice that's marked off, where you see a big X that I assume he carved into this, right? Like he pre-weakened this. That's what the vibe got. He went out there and was like,
Michaela's putting a lot. Like this kid's out at 3 a.m. on the ice going. Just carving some.
And she flings onto a sensitive part of the ice, falls through. And Macaulay Culkin slides over because he's kind of close to her already. And I assume no one else is running out because it's thin ice. So so he's got the leverage because he's already out there and he's light enough, and he's just holding his hand.
He can look like he's doing it.
Yes, he's holding his hand limply over the hole while she's reaching, and she's like, "Help me, Henry!"
It's like he's got about another foot he can reach.
Yes,
he's holding it back. Just grab my hand.
Take my strong hand. Yeah. But he's. This goes on for a long time.
It does. It goes on for a long time.
She's bobbing up and down.
So, okay. I love this scene because it seems so seamless and how they pulled it off. And I think we'll talk about this a lot later when we get to the cliff, how everything shot on the cliffs goes. But that's the kid. That is Quinn Culkin in the water. We are on the lake ostensibly, and within the ice. The way they pulled this whole sequence off is really great because I'm
convincing.
Very convincing because I don't know how they did it. Did they build
before CG? Right? Or around the birth of CG? But it wouldn't be good enough.
It wouldn't be good enough to pull this off. Did they find a place in the ice where they could put their own
tank or
a tank for her to be in that's hot water and everything, so they could pull this off, which feels like the most obvious way they would do it. Or did they build a whole part of it? It feels like they did a lot to pull this off, and I don't see a seam in it. I don't see a problem with it. It comes off very well.
It was good.
It was good.
Well done.
Yeah.
Which is funny to me because then later on there's a cliff scene where there's very obviously a rope. I'm like at the end.
Yeah.
Oh, when she was falling. Yeah. I was like, is that a safety rope?
It's when
she falls?
Yeah.
All right, but that's the only part where I saw kind of safety into it. I saw
there's
it. Yeah,
straight up rope, but I was like, it's funny to go from the pond, which I was like, I have no idea how they do that.
Yeah.
But then
I guess what I was wondering about in the pond, right? Like just for, like narrative's sake, right? If the girl comes up and she's like, he pushed me in there, then that changes the direction of the movie.
Right.
So somehow we have to
he can still say it was an accident,
but we have to keep her quiet, which means she's going to be in a coma or
for the rest of the movie.
This is literally, and this is where the orphan is almost the exact same as this, because orphan had the daughter that previously drowned in the pond that was frozen over and is mostly deaf because of it, I think is what it was in that movie. And then,
I'm realizing I remember little from Orphan.
Me too. The younger brother ends up in a coma, and I think he ends up in it because he falls out of the treehouse.
I remember nothing of Orphan.
But he's the one, the brother of that was the role in this one where he was like going to point the finger at him, so he had to take him out by putting him in a coma. So like these movies are literally doing the same beats.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I'm not mad at it. I could watch this story over and over again.
This seems to be something Michaela is drawn to.
Yes.
Well, now that so the daughter is out of the picture in the hospital. So at this point, so I guess here's Elijah Wood has been seeing like the neighborhood therapist, right? Like that's part of his thing because he lost his mom. He is associating what he's looking for. He believes that his mom is coming back from the dead somehow.
Yes.
So I guess that's where they're trying to build in some kind of psychological uncertainty with him.
Right.
Right.
And they do, because he says some things that are just like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. He sees who he believes is his mom. It turns out that it's Henry's mom come downstairs, and he says, "You are my mom." And, so he believes that his mom has come back.
Right. We're a week into this.
Yeah, I was going to say, his mom is freshly buried. Like, that's and that unfortunately, destroys all of his credibility for anything in this movie.
It really does, because you can just blame all of what the kid's doing on the fact that his mom just passed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and of course, Henry takes advantage of that.
For a thriller.
Yes,
good. It works because it's just like, oh shit, they would.
No, it works. And that's why it's frustrating because it works.
You're like, God damn it.
So he believes that his mom has been reincarnated in Susan.
Yes.
Henry's mom, and even tells Henry, she's not your mom anymore. She's my mom, and Henry's like, fine, then. I mean, then we don't really need her around then. Because I think Elijah Wood goes to Susan and tries to tell her, listen, here's what actually happened on the lake.
Yes.
And even though she's like, don't say that about my son,
slaps him.
I think the idea starts to germinate in her mind, right? And then she starts looking into like, okay, what has my son really been up to?
Yep.
Well, and see, this is where she's the opposite of Julia Stiles' character in Orphan 2, right? Because Julia Stiles' character in Orphan 2 is like, I already lost one kid, I'm not losing another. You had nothing to do with it. We're not. Whereas in this one, she's like, maybe you did kill my kids, so maybe I should kill you. Like, she goes the complete opposite way. But at first, it seems like she's going to deny it just because she already lost one kid.
Yeah.
But no, she doesn't go that way, actually.
Why think that of your only remaining son at that
point?
Well,
because he's demonstrating every single side. I mean, I know she's not seeing it yet. Right,
But again, it does plant the thing in her head, even though she slaps the shit out of Elijah Wood. But it does put it in her head. Another cliff scene. We'll get back to more cliff scenes. The cliff scenes bothered me.
Yeah.
I know.
Not since Cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Vertigo.
Like, go watch again. If you haven't watched Cliffhanger recently, go watch that, because you'd just be like, holy shit. People are just all over these cliffs that they're going to fall off of. I had a lot of those feelings tonight watching this movie.
Yeah.
A lot of cliff work.
But it's good in a way that, like, I mean, you're putting this movie together, and like, how could you have a dramatic finish? It's like you put it on a cliffside and you add vertigo to it, like these human like fears. It's like it ramps it up. It could happen in a house. I mean, in Orphan it happened in the house, right?
Well, yeah, and then in Orphan 2 it happens clinging off the side of a house. It's on fire.
House,
yeah.
Yep. Those are all housebound horrors. Yeah.
But there is a scene, because to add to the mother's suspicion of her son, like, we get the scene in the hospital, which apparently the son just the mechanics of the son being at the hospital and then leaving the hospital leave me mystified during this scene because he shows up to go visit his sister, but you feel like
he's there alone.
Yeah,
he thinks he's there alone.
Yeah.
Right. But like he got there alone.
Right. He did, right?
Yeah.
Okay, this is what I'm thinking too. I'm
Yeah.
like, is the dad anywhere? It doesn't feel like it.
No.
How did he get there? But he ends up going in to see his sister, and you're just like, okay, what would happen if his mom hadn't been asleep in the corner?
He's going to smother her.
Yeah.
Because he has to keep her quiet.
Yes.
Yeah.
She's going to point him out. So he's like, well, this is, I'm going to get rid of her. She's already injured.
which is also what happened in Orphan. She tried to smother him with a pillow because he had the information.
So this adds to the suspicion of the mother.
I think, so we're going to go with where that plot line goes. Before that, though, there's additional, isn't there like a suspicion set on Elijah Wood where
The food.
He goes down to the refrigerator at night, and of course Henry never fucking sleeps.
He's always awake watching Elijah Wood.
You don't think that I'd put something in their food, did you? You know, like I wouldn't harm my family. So Elijah Wood, of course, freaks out. He's going to save everybody by flushing all the food down the garbage disposal, which makes him look crazy.
Yes.
Completely. Don't eat the meatballs.
Well, also he's the frantic nature of which he's doing it.
Yes.
He's having a panic attack while he's doing this. So
yeah, and he's a kid, so he doesn't know that everything is making him look bad.
right.
Well, he's got that whole, we'll talk in the morning. What's the point? You know, nobody believes me.
Right.
So you got that really like, I love that about these movies, that you always have the innocent person who can't get anybody to listen to them.
Yep.
I hate it. It makes me so
It was just a big ball of stress.
It really is.
So the mom,
this goddamn kid.
I was flashing back to like, I'm going to call. And it was like, we don't believe it.
It's especially frustrating when the therapist doesn't believe them. It's like
you always wait for that turn where the therapist is like, well, you just need help.
Yeah.
And you're just like, well, maybe he's telling the truth.
there's an awful scene where he goes to see his dad. He calls his dad for help, and his dad says, Dad doesn't disbelieve him, but as Sean said, I think he's like, go talk to a trusted adult therapist.
Right.
Tell her what you've told me, and Dad.
And we can go from there. Yes.
I'll talk with the therapist later. Yeah.
Well, what happens when he gets there? Therapist's office.
Jump scare of Macaulay Culkin slow turning around in the patient seat.
They really treat him like a true psychopath.
I love
with the whole turnaround scene, like, hi.
Yeah, he's, oh, hi. Does he say, oh, hi, Mark? Because that would be delightful. Yes.
He might.
Yeah.
Actually, correct me if I'm wrong. That, which is set up, that because I don't believe it would happen that way. I would be like, okay, this is your therapy session, and you, Mark, and you're going to come in here, and I'm not going to talk to the other kid. But in this one, Mark is like, wait, you're not going to listen to me, so he leaves, and so the Macaulay Culkin talks to the therapist, and is like, Mark is acting weird, and he does things when no one's looking.
Yep.
Like, what things? And then we don't hear what that is. I assume he's blaming Mark for everything and making him look crazy.
Yeah.
But that never does actually pay off then.
Yeah.
Right? Like, there's no more to that with the therapist that's out?
The therapist shows up one more time later on when this is where Elijah Wood's breaking the window and trying to get out. It's near the end of the movie.
Right.
Oh,
the therapist comes in.
Okay,
the dad.
that's right. She does
the dad
show up
and the therapist trying to like tackle the kid. And
they're like, he is clearly crazy
so
in this moment.
Yeah, that is the payoff to that.
Okay,
they're just like, we're going to call the therapist, just hold on. And she's there, lickety split.
Yes.
Which is
Okay,
just
so
like,
there
okay.
was, I guess. All right.
Yeah.
So mom goes to investigate the shed, and what does she find?
A doll, like a homemade doll, not like a store-bought doll, hanging from a noose.
Yeah.
And I agree. Like, so there's a difference between a kid having like creepy or weird toys and doing weird things with them and then creating them.
Yes.
It's very different, I think.
Very different.
And I just think about like some of the kids I knew growing up that like their parents wouldn't let them have toys that were like guns or anything. But then when they got Legos and stuff, they would make guns.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes censoring it and limiting it makes the problem worse, I feel like.
Yeah.
And he's one of those kids that I think it just made him more diabolical and creative,
It would seem so, yes.
It channeled his creativity in the wrong direction is what it did,
He's like, well, you won't give me this, I'll just create it myself.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what you got to be looking
and make
out
something
for.
worse.
Yes. Parenting is exhausting.
Yeah.
He also finds like a rubber duck.
Yes.
Which we come to learn was she finds it, right?
Yeah. I think it drops out of the noose something.
Right.
Or it drops out of a mask that is up in the corner. Yeah.
And I guess I was just wondering, like, for the plot, I'm like, okay, at this point, right? Like, how much significance are we putting it? So she says, I was looking for that, and I told you I was looking for that after your brother died. You said you didn't know where it was, but you had it. And his answer is like, well, it was mine before it was his.
This all works. I love this because he would think that. He's like, because he was the older kid and everything gets passed down to the younger kids. Even when you don't think, like, he won't mind a rubber duck if I give it to his little brother to play with in the tub.
It did feel like he killed him because he got the rubber duck.
And that's why it fits and it works so well because you're like, oh, I understand that because it comes out of such a natural thing that happens with kids.
And it makes sense that this is the thing that like makes him snap.
Yeah.
Like it tracks.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, give me, it's mine. Give me back. And she's like, what? Like, Henry, what the hell? Like, I think at this moment, right? Yeah. Like, she has to be like, I guess she still needs anybody. I suppose a rational person would still need.
They need that moment.
What happened?
Yes.
With your brother. Tell me. I want you to tell me. Like, just
right. But even before, like, this is the moment that leads to that moment because of there is such a fight over that rubber duck in the middle of the shed at this point. It's like, obviously this means she knows what it means to her, but it seems to mean so much to him for one reason or another, whether it is because it was his and the jealousy, or like you said, you even said during the movie, a souvenir. Of what he did.
It's a trophy.
It's a trophy.
It is a trophy. Like, for whatever it is, he's fighting so very hard to have it that her realization. That's why this is such a great moment, because it's a click for her. And it really leads her down that path for this. It's a great moment over a rubber duck.
Yeah. I think the scene I was talking about comes a little later, right? Because Elijah Wood, right, ends up confronted by he's like, he knows Henry is going to kill the mom.
Yes.
And so he gets like locked in a room because he's misbehaving or whatever. They're like, we got to put you, because you're out of control.
Right.
So they lock him in a room of the house and he sees, Henry take the mom by the hand. We're going to go for a walk. And like, oh no, he's going to kill my mom,
Yes.
And so he has got to get out of that room. And she takes the kid off into the woods and asks for, so what actually did happen to your brother?
Yes.
And so I was kind of surprised he actually was kind of forthright with her at this point.
Well, he was going to kill her. He knew he was going to kill her. So
that was
so
his
he's
plan.
leading her to the cliff's edge where she spends a lot of time.
She has a Richard contemplation spot, which is on the edge of this like jutted out rock cliff, and we see aerial shots of this like 4 or 5 times in the movie. It's a lot,
great.
but it's a beautiful shot.
It's a great shot.
It's a beautiful shot. It's a beautiful place. It's also like the tension builds with that, because every time anyone's near a cliff, they are too close to the cliff in this movie. For my, as far as I'm concerned, like why are we so close?
Especially when it's windy, like her big trench coat's like billowing and stuff. It's like, okay, I don't want to be
no, but that
thing like that.
But that scene between them as they're having that conversation in the middle of what are these ash trees? What are these?
Birch.
The birch trees. Yeah, the whole. I love this. Visually, nice. This movie is very good. But that conversation, and he's just so like.
She's like, "Did you kill your brother?
What if I did?"
That's the answer. That's the answer.
Great,
because it does. It plays that. It's like, well, so what would happen?
Yeah.
Like, what would happen if I did?
Like, but he's doing the hypothetical, but at that moment she knows.
Yeah,
and that's what's great about that, because he's not just saying I did do it. I love when they don't just say it out loud. Right. He's just like, what if I did? And then she knows. Like, that's what's great about that. That's great writing. That's great acting, and the way they shoot it. It's so good. It adds to that whole amount of tension, and then chase scene.
Yeah. So we know where this is headed.
A cliff.
He's going to play Mr. Highway with his mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they go to the cliffs.
She chases him.
Bit of a showdown, and he runs and like pushes her off.
You thought I jumped, didn't you, Mom? Ah!
Yeah.
And then she's off the cliff. Lucky her.
Oh, that's right. Because
lucky her, there's a rope.
You're going to send me away to one of those institutions.
Yeah.
I'd rather die to engage her emotion to chase him. Yeah. And what, you thought I was going to jump off? You really don't know me all that well. He shoves her off the cliff.
And yes, that's when we see the rope.
Yep. And she's like hanging on a branch in this like little cliffside. So this scene was shot at a state park on Lake Superior in Minnesota, this cliff, and they had tugboats going back and forth in the lake to make it like choppier and make the water more violent. Yeah.
Nice.
But parts with her, the close-ups, they like rebuilt that inside, because if you look to not only the ropes, but like she has like perfect places to put her hands to climb up. It looks like a molded like rock climbing wall. So but the wide shots and everything, especially when the two boys are like wrestling, they have like ropes tied to them like that are pulled underneath the rock face, and they're tied to that.
Because
it's crazy though.
It's crazy because for all intents and purposes, without knowing that, we have Elijah Wood and Macaulay Culkin hanging off a cliff.
Yes.
Well,
that is what you
Wood
see.
Shows up in the nick of time and tackles Macaulay Culkin.
Macaulay Culkin knocks them off the cliff, and then he's got a rock. He's just like, hey, Mom, how you doing? And he's going to fucking rock her. And then Elijah Wood comes in and tackles him, and there's the whole rolling around fight scene and everything as she's climbing up the cliff. High tension all over the place. She gets up there in just enough time as they are fighting and roll off the cliff where she is able to grab both of them.
And this is,
Sophie's choice.
Sophie's choice. But they are there. This is what I love about this movie.
Yeah.
They are on a cliff, hanging off of whatever safety thing is there. Great, love it. But they are there, and it's fucking terrifying because the way they shoot this is just everything is the longest drop down ever. And I love this because I don't see this nowadays too much, I don't think, without acknowledging that it's completely CGI. So we got child actors hanging off cliffs. You got a mom trying to pull them up. Like the highest tension you can get, I think. And it's great.
I think it was, we were talking about, maybe it was like Angel Heart or something recently, how we're so used to so much fake and digital stuff in movies now that when you watch something that's all practical, it feels good on your brain. Like it feels like good for you. It feels like, that was so like, it was like, I don't know, something
it's
about
satisfying.
it
fills you up. It's like a good meal. You're just like, I felt something that it felt real.
Yeah, and it felt like I like did something good for me too. You know, it's like, it's like,
I wasn't just ingesting the candy, the garbage.
Yes,
I was just
exactly.
I had a good meal tonight.
Like there's technical skill put into this.
Yes, there are people behind this and all that. Ooh. Yeah.
A lot of use of that crane again.
A lot of use of that crane.
I was like feeling the heights thing. But I guess, I was like, okay, so this movie is kind of going, I mean, that's like a big, a big moment, right? Yep. They're not playing anything small. She literally has both of the kids in her hand and they're both slipping. And Macaulay Culkin's like, Mom, I love you. You got to give me your other hand. And she's looking at him, and she knows that he just basically confessed to killing her other son.
And then tried to kill her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she knows he tried to kill the daughter.
Right.
Yep. So,
yeah.
I guess, I don't know, it's not surprising because you kind of, where this, it feels like the movie's going to have a good ending. Or a happy ending.
We'll get to that. I don't necessarily know that it's a good ending, but,
Oh.
Well, think about the movie that happens after this. She's going to have to explain to someone that she dropped her son off a cliff?
I think easily explainable.
Yeah.
I think easily.
But even
you
still.
Just say everything the kid was saying was right.
Okay, but you don't think CPS is looking at this family, one kid drowned, another kid fall off a cliff?
There will be a massive investigation.
Yes. That daughter's getting taken away. That daughter's not staying
for a while
them.
until they figure out that the parents are good. Yeah, she's gone.
But
you're right.
But the alternative is she lets Mark go and has to explain to her brother-in-law that the kid. So I understand why just like not being responsible for someone else's kid's death. You're like, I can't do. That's really fucked.
Yeah, but she's like, she's got to be. I mean,
you can tell it's a tough choice for her. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Very tough. Very.
They play it out for a long time, so you really get the
intensity,
the raw
It's very
feeling.
Good.
Yeah.
The man,
and then somebody fucking falls off a cliff.
Yeah.
Plummets to his
some little stunt person falls off a cliff.
It's amazing.
And then we get a body on a rock at the bottom. This stayed with me for so long. Like The Good Son is a movie that has it hit me when I saw it because I saw it very young.
Yeah.
I'm sure my parents are watching it and I also watch it with them. But it hit me so very young that this movie has stayed with me forever. The Good Son and that ending and just everything with it. It's just like, I was impacted by this movie.
It doesn't feel like we kill people by dropping them off stuff anymore in movies.
I missed that.
Yeah.
Die Hard, The Good Son. After that, nothing else.
It's just like, it just doesn't feel like we use gravity to our advantage for that the way we used to,
I guess the only, I did, like that would be a perfect place to end it. The movie does have like this tacked on scene with a voiceover.
Yeah, with this is bullshit.
Yeah, it's like Elijah Wood's back in Arizona because they go to like the mesa somewhere, and he's just standing there and voiceover, explaining to us that like I don't know. I didn't like it.
It's not good because he questions the decision the mom made at that moment when we don't.
Right.
The audience doesn't question it, but the kid comes back and questions it.
I wonder if she would have made the same choice if she had to do it again.
Yeah, which is not congruent with what the whole audience is going to think.
Do you think some studio exec, though, was like, we can't end this movie on like a mom being glad she killed her kid? So we have to add on this little thing.
The ambiguity you add for the mom?
Yeah, I'm sure it was some bullshit.
But that's how someone out of touch would read it.
No, we could pull this out and we do not need it.
Yeah, it should have ended right there on the clip.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is...
like bad kid dead, boom, get out of the theater.
We all know. Emotionally, it feels great and we're out and we're done. Yeah, this whole...
Well, especially because the longer you stay after this, the more I start thinking about things like what comes next.
Yes.
So you don't want the audience thinking about that. So you just cut that shot of them on the cliff. You cut, it's done. Like,
that's it.
We know what happens. We know he goes home when his dad gets back or whatever, and she has to deal with her shit.
If this movie happened today, you know how the ending would be. Mm-hmm. The sister was watching from the window, and now she's going to be the good daughter.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's how it would end. Yes.
My brother died, and I don't understand. Now we'll get revenge, and then we have Orphan 2. Yeah, the good son, the good daughter. Yes.
Yeah, the good daughter.
Oh, God damn it. Yeah. We've ruined movies nowadays.
We have. Our brain has been rotted by legacy sequels.
Think about that.
Thanks, Holly.
Well, I guess that's the
they can
good
still make
son.
it. The legacy sequel can be made now.
Yeah.
The good daughter.
Just remake it. Then you could change the ending and have that,
Macaulay's got a couple kids, right? Get one of those to be in it in a couple years when they're old enough.
Yeah, we just bring back the Culkin
line.
Yeah.
I don't think he would do that.
I don't think he would either. Yeah.
Well, that's the good son. We're going to tell you whether or not we would recommend that you watch it. But first, we're going to read some of your mail. In order to do that, we're going to have to summon our mailman, Igor. Bring us the mail.
Masters, the mail. I've got the mail. So many letters. Our followers are rising.
Why, thank you, Igor.
You think he's ever been dangled off a cliff or dangled somebody
I
off
think
a
he
cliff?
likes it, actually. It might be a fetish of his.
Yeah.
Is he just like
the danger?
He just likes rock climbing, like extreme rock climbing.
Yeah. He's just like, okay, I know we've been going over this, but like, hey, dangle me. Like, dangle me is he likes that.
That's his kink.
That's his kink. Dangle me.
Kink?
Dangle me. Yeah, he's got a dangle kink. We learn new things about Igor every week.
Sometimes more than we want to know, you know?
Igor was with us watching this entire movie. He never does that.
Never does. Yeah.
He never looked away once. Yeah.
No.
That explains the harness.
Yeah.
Well, we should let the good folks at home know how they can follow along on this interactive portion of our show by following along on Facebook.
Facebook.com/Saturday Night Freak Show.
On X.
At Sat Freak Show.
By email.
Saturday Night Freak Show, yahoo.com.
And on Instagram at Saturday Night Freak Show. MF Matt has written in to let us know that we have inducted Elijah Wood onto the Saturday Night Freak Show.
Did we do Maniac?
Wall of Fame. Huh?
Did we do Maniac?
We have not yet.
Okay. All right.
So what do we do?
Back to the Future.
Yes, Back to the Future 2.
Oh, fuck me.
The Good Son and...
Hold on.
Oh,
Elijah Wood.
It was.
Yeah.
Oh, The Faculty.
There you go.
Have you seen it yet?
I still have not seen The Faculty. I know.
All right. Well, Mr. Wood, your plaque is in the mail.
Yes.
About tonight's movie, The Good Son, Nick Siebel writes in and says, this is an underrated horror thriller. Macaulay Culkin was sinister as fuck.
Yep.
And I loved every minute of it.
Yep.
Good Son, a.k.a. Michael Myers' origin story.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, before he went mute.
Yeah.
Michael Whitaker says, I remember this movie coming out and having seen Home Alone and Uncle Buck. The concept just blew my mind. Like, it really got into my head that Macaulay Culkin could be a psycho killer. So to that degree, I suppose it's actually a good casting on the studio's part.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or on the dad's part.
Yeah.
Kid Culkin, is that his dad's name?
Kid Culkin, yeah.
Hate giving him credit.
Yeah.
I hate giving him credit, but he was right.
Yeah.
Carson Snar says, Kevin McCallister is a sociopathic serial killer in the making as one of the better movie villains I've seen. Whoa.
Kind of would have been great if he'd done the same traps from Home Alone and Home Alone 2 but before death.
Yes.
I mean, he was kind of psychotic in that movie.
But also saying that every trap he made would have killed someone in those movies.
Yeah, you've seen that list, right?
Yeah, where they're just like how these would have actually killed. Yeah. Those are great.
So maybe that's why the director thought of him. Is like, he's got
right?
like
Yeah.
Travis Legler says, to this day, I have not watched this movie. All I remember is when it came out, wanting to see it, but my parents were horrified at the idea. I really didn't know what it was about. I just saw the poster, and I remember a lot of parents being bothered by this movie, and none of us kids understood why.
See, that's why they tacked that end on, because they knew the parents would be all up in arms about this stuff. So that's why it was like, maybe my mom didn't, or maybe she didn't make the right choice, you know.
Last week we watched a movie. Well, we called it Champagne and Bullets. I think it's actually probably better known as Get Even.
Okay.
As my
One
post movie research. Corpo Agent 73 says this movie always makes for a lively discussion. Also, I looked up when Wings Hauser got sober. I couldn't find anything, but I wondered if it coincided with the release of this film.
Who says he did? Who says he did?
Rubber. I mean, he was much more subdued in Rubber.
He was in Rubber, right?
Yeah.
I remember nothing of Rubber.
Yeah.
Especially that because we watched Rubber so far earlier on.
Was like
I had no
my
idea.
First year,
yeah,
so
I had
like
no
8 years
idea
old.
Wings Hauser was not even on my radar.
Yeah,
so I wouldn't have
I
not have
remember
paid
liking
attention.
Rubber, but that's it.
Right. I want to watch Rubber again just because Wings Hauser
was he in a wheelchair who was like narrating the
I
whole
remember
thing?
that.
I think so.
Is that him?
Yeah.
Wings Hauser,
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
The week before that, we watched a movie called I Know What You Did Last Summer. This is the 2025.
How'd you feel about that,
edition.
Holly?
Fuck that movie.
We never really got your opinion on it.
Yeah.
We figured what
Well,
it would
it made me physically ill.
Yeah, she left.
I left. I couldn't handle it.
That's what we said on the podcast.
Yeah.
We said this movie drove you to insanity and you
It
had
did.
to leave.
It actually did.
Okay.
No, fuck that movie.
Well, Neil Coppola says, for me, Freddie Prinze's Jr. role made no sense. This was about as far
Correct.
of a reach with respect to the reasoning as I have seen for a character in a movie like this.
Agreed. Straight up
Yep.
insulting.
Yeah.
There's problems.
The week before, we watched a movie called... What?
Money, you
Yeah,
gotta come back for that sequel.
People are going to see it.
I'm also not against how his character ended up, but again, that's a whole thing. That's a whole thing.
Well, the week before, we watched Amityville 2, The Possession. James Mace says, I didn't see Amityville 2 until very recently, but my main takeaway was, oh my God, Monique from Better Off Dead is naked.
Yes, thank you.
If I'd seen that in the 80s when I had the world's biggest crush on Diane Franklin, my young teen mind would have been blown. Speaking of Amityville sequels, I was at a HorrorCon this year, and a DVD seller had arguably the best sequel title of all time. Amityville Death Toilet.
Yeah,
Oh
I
my
did
God.
recently see because if you're a fan of Bloody Disgusting, they will post every Amityville that comes up, and I did see that one recently.
It's
Amityville,
wow.
Amityville.
Wow.
What's wrong with you? Just because you can doesn't mean you
can.
should.
Yeah.
This is the whole Jeff Goldblum thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
I appreciate the Better Off Dead reference because
Yes.
that's one of my favorite movies.
Well,
It's
thank
funny.
you, each of you,
Yeah.
It's really funny.
Okay.
for writing in. We really appreciate it.
Yes, very much. Thank you.
And now-
thank you for playing the game, because anyone who has decided to watch Champagne and Bullets, or whatever version you have, or any of the movies we watch, we appreciate it very much.
Yes, thank
We're
you.
sorry for the damage it has done to your psychology.
I have no regrets.
No regrets. No, you are with us. If you've watched it, you are with us.
You're with it. You're one of us. One of us.
Yes.
All right, now we're going to go around the table and tell you what we thought of tonight's movie, The Good Son, starting with...
Holly, what do you think of The Good Son?
I enjoy The Good Son.
Yes.
It's that 90s psychological thriller that I fucking love, and I could just eat it up.
Mm-hmm.
I've never been a big Macaulay Culkin fan.
No?
I don't think he's a good actor.
Okay.
I mean, I know he's a child, so it's kind of a bitch thing to say about a child, but
No, I agree with you, Holly. I am in this boat.
I've never been a big fan of him.
But it also feels like every role, it's a child role. As
It
far as
is.
we remember it mostly, I would say.
Saved. He was a
I was like,
adult,
I mean,
right,
even,
teenager.
Yeah.
even as he's gotten older, like I don't think he's a great actor.
Yeah.
But like as a child, I was never under the spell of
Yeah.
Macaulay Culkin's the greatest.
Yeah.
Even like, and I was a kid. You know, it's supposed to be like a kid thing.
Yeah. I don't think anyone's going to argue
Even
with you.
Home Alone, I was never like, this kid's great. Like, I don't care.
Especially when you put him up next to Elijah Wood.
Elijah
Yeah.
Wood is a fucking great actor.
Yes.
Always has been.
And continues to be. Yes.
That kid could act, and he can still act. Like he's a good actor. So side by side, I was like, it's just painfully obvious that Macaulay Culkin's not a great actor. That being said, he did his best in this, so I'll give him that. So yeah, I don't love him in this role just because I don't like him as an actor, but I still like this movie. I love Elijah Wood. I love that it's a thriller. It's a 90s story. The technical work is spectacular. It's got a great vibe. The shots were beautiful. Like this is a really well shot movie. I was not expecting that. I was remembering Lifetime-y.
Same.
And then going into it, I was like, oh, this is actually really pretty. This is like the scene was great. The exposition shots of the town, like great
when
stuff.
you take a Lifetime movie, but you build everything around it to look great.
Yeah.
You spend
You
a ton
spend
of
some
money.
money.
You spend a lot of money around it. It really comes off well.
Yeah. So like, I think it's a well written movie. The vibes were good, and I enjoy it. I know we compared it to Orphan a lot. It's not going to be like Orphan. Orphan is more entertaining.
Campier.
It's campier,
sleazier,
It's easier. You're going to have more fun with it.
Yes.
This is more like a sleepy, like this is like a hot soup movie.
Yeah.
You're going to feel good when you're consuming it. But it's not going to like excite you.
Yeah.
A hot soup.
It's a hot soup movie.
I love that.
And I love soup. So I like this movie. Yeah, Colin.
I like it more now than I did like when it came out. I was younger. I think that's the big thing. Like as a older adult, you watch it with a different set of eyes. I think maybe when you're younger, you identify closer with the kids.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, I see what they're doing. It's like he wants people to understand, believe him, and nobody will believe him. And when you get older, you're like, okay, I've read more about psychopaths. And so then it becomes, I'm fascinated by these movies about like, young psychopaths. I still would give the edge to The Bad Seed as being like the better of the two, but like this is the second best like kid psychopath movie I think that I've ever seen. And again, I don't, how many have I seen? Several, but I mean, this one stands out. Macaulay Culkin, I think I agree with Holly. I don't think that he was ever really an actor of range. And here what they're doing with him is you have to like not emote, so it's like, so
it works for him.
It works. It's like he does come off. I guess I believed him, like that's why it's like, this is good casting. I did believe it. I believe that there was, like something missing in this kid, probably because the director was like, no, don't do that. Don't react. Don't, and so they pulled
But also
it back.
there is something missing in every 12-year-old ever.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
They're all kind of dead behind the eyes.
Yeah, a little bit.
Well, that makes it frightening again from like an older perspective, and kids and parenthood, and all this, and it's a different way of looking at the movie, and I think it works better from that perspective. It's a parents' horror movie. Yeah, I mean, it really well executed, very suspenseful. I gave it extra credit for like the fact that I was squirming during the end because of the vertigo stuff, which I was like, this is a kind of a brilliant solution to how to end this movie. It's like, because otherwise it'd be, I don't know, they always fight on a roof or something.
Yeah.
But this upped the stakes considerably. I'm like, this is pretty good. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was, for a studio movie, really well made. You should check it out. Sean, what do you think?
Yeah, everything you guys said, I agree with. It's fantastic. I think, it's really good. Again, this movie had an impact on me when I was younger, and it's still, the impact changes as you get older, and watching these things, and it changes when you become a parent because you see a bunch of different things that impact you with how you raise children, how they're affected, and what they're going through, and knowing that all 12-year-olds are psychopaths and how you deal with that. This is a great psychological thriller. It is shot well. It looks amazing. The locations were great. I think all of the actors in this movie, Elijah Wood, Macaulay Culkin, for whatever the limitations are as being child actors and everything, they pull it off very well. I think it's very well written. It feels very grounded for one of these types of movies. We've seen the versions that are become more grandiose, which are also entertaining, but it is nice to go back to 1993, have this psychological thriller with all these ingredients in it, have it come off really well. Very suspenseful, shot well. Again, every cliff scene just fucking bothered me. It's done very well. This is kind of like, it feels like a peak for a movie like this. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I always felt something for this movie. Watching it now, really kind of cemented it for me. So yeah, this is I recommend it. It's a really good movie. Yeah, you should watch The Good Son. Oh, you will be disturbed. You will enjoy the nostalgia of watching these actors that you know now as very young actors and what they can do. Yeah, it's good stuff. I recommend. Michaela, take us home.
Yeah, I do appreciate how grounded it is as a movie.
Yeah.
Because even Lifetime movies have gotten really outrageous, and they're trying to like lean into the campiness and the weird stuff, and that they're even doing it like that. They know that they're known for their stupid titles, so they're leaning into that, and it's like
they know the joke too much.
Yeah, it's lost its charm.
Exactly. The fact that there's like 7 Stalked by My Doctor movies, just come on, like earnestness is cool too, and I do appreciate that this is just like. It's just a bad kid, and that's all there is to it. I'm gonna get that tattooed on my arm.
Earnestness is cool too.
Yeah.
That's good. I like that.
Yeah, I appreciate how grounded it is. How it's just this kid's bad, and like the John Carpenter thing. John Carpenter says he loves movies where it's like the thing is just born bad, and there's no backstory or reason for it. Yep. And yeah, I'm glad that. Yeah, especially because nowadays, like. Guys, I was doing my research for this podcast. I was scrolling through the best horror movies of the year, and every single description that I read was like, soon after the loss of their whatever, they move back in with so-and-so, and then things start happening. Everything is like a response to trauma and like grief. And yes, this movie is about those things too, but in a grounded and realistic way. It's not a supernatural being that's haunting them. It's just like, if anything, like we said, the grief is just like leverage to damage his credibility, and that's kind of all it really exists for.
But
this
the
movie,
grief didn't create the bad guy.
The grief didn't create exactly. The grief didn't create the bad guy. The grief is not like the monster that's stalking them. The grief is just like an added texture to the movie. It's not the lesson. This movie's not trying to tell you a lesson about grief or anything.
Right?
No lessons to be learned in this movie, and I love it.
I don't want to learn anything from this movie.
Exactly.
Maybe listen to your kids.
Yeah, exactly. But
which kids though? The good one or the bad one?
Yeah.
You know which kid to listen to.
Do I?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I love this genre of movie. I love that they don't make us try to like sympathize with the villain at all. He's just bad, and that's all there is to it. And so bad that his mom has to basically kill him. Like that's pretty. That sounds pretty bleak and dark when you say it, but the production value is so good around this movie.
You're just waiting for everyone else to find out.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, definitely recommend it. It held up better than I thought it was going to watching it. So yeah, because I hadn't seen it in probably 10 years or so, but it's a good time. It's an underrated one. I wouldn't be surprised if this movie has a resurgence.
Resurgence?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right, well, I guess that means that's a universal recommend.
I'll recommend it to every parent I know.
That means that you as a listener are contractually obligated to watch it.
Yep.
As we carry on the good work of
you won't be
the word on The Good Son. Next week, we're going to watch a movie that's chosen by...
Colin, you next?
Yep.
What are we watching next week?
The movie came out in 4K. I want to see it again. I don't have the 4K, but I just want to see it again. It's an adaptation of High Noon, but set on Jupiter's moon of Io, starring Sean Connery. The movie is Outland.
All right. We've talked about this. Okay.
All right.
We've talked about it. I don't know. Ooh.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Sci-fi movie.
This will be good.
Right.
This will be good.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Outland next week on the Saturday Night Freak Show. We hope you'll join us. And until then, ladies and germs, the basement is going dark.